Um, so this is a continuation of the discussions from Nisargadatta Maharaj's quotes from all of his books, mostly I Am That. Um, and I've written quotes throughout the years of reading a lot of books, so I have these quotes coming from different sources, and I can find them if necessary. But the essence, right, is um, kind of that the I am is still an appearance. Okay, so if the way that I kind of like pictorially, sometimes I kind of look at, I kind of like see things as images. I remember when I was reading some of the Stephen Wolinski's book, and he's a psychologist. I had to diagram it. I had to kind of try to diagram the way that this was like this was appearing, and the way that I saw it was essentially that that the I am is sort of like a lens through which the world appears, but yet it's still the I am is still a manifestation, right? So if you um, are looking at a time course, if not necessarily time course, but if you're looking at the appearance of something, the I am is a slightly differentiated form of something that is appearing out of a great void, which would be sort of absolute potential, absolute awareness, whatever that void may be, total source, total potentiality. Okay. That the I am is still a sort of a manifestation of that. And so you sort of like the I am is a pointer, and and then uh, once you spend so much time in the I am, then it dissolves into everything, and there's no manifestation. Um, and so that's beyond the I am, right? And this is experiential as well as sort of like imaginary, let's say, like sort of the way that I imagine it, not imaginary as if it's not real, but like the way that I'm seeing it and visualize it and the experience of it, um is that like if if you were to look at the if somebody were to draw, and maybe I'll actually have an artist draw this, but it's sort of like total void and then something coming out of that total void. That initial appearance is the I am, and then from there, all of our experiences kind of come through, and this is sort of this big lens. But if you have a lens, then we still want to go back to the source of that, what's coming through that lens, let's say, and so that's beyond, or what some people call before, in essence. But the timing of it's not like a time thing. It's sort of like a manifestation thing, I guess. So let me read some of the quotes that Nisargadatta is alluding to in this, and see if it helps understand it. Okay. Um, the first one is the I am is at the root of all appearance and the permanent link in the succession of events that we call life. But I am beyond the I am. So I was like, okay, interesting, right? There's something beyond, before, whatever it might be. Beyond is a really good way of describing it. Sort of in the I am, right? When you are resting in the I am, which is comes through that repetition, I am coming back to the I am coming back to the I am. Then when we're resting in that, there's sort of there's a disappearance of even the I am. The I am is no longer needed in essence, and so that dissolves. The I am state has great potency And from this, the manifestation of the universe has taken place. After the I am merges into the pure awareness, the entire universe vanishes as though it had never existed. The first step is to go to this I am state, remain there, and then merge and go beyond. Try to sustain this I am state. Stay unconcerned by thoughts of both good and bad. There are millions of visions and experiences present in the seed of the I am. But being aloof and unconcerned about them is the key. Go beyond. The most relaxed state is this I am state, free from all fear and anxiety. The Om is consciousness, or I am itself. Mentioning Maxine's Om. Satguru is your true self. The I am is the guru, or consciousness in a body. This I am is witnessed by the self in you, or the Sat Guru, which is unmanifest. The Guru is the manifested consciousness. So there's an aspect of that manifestation that we could have a relationship with, as well as the unmanifest. Repetition of mantra takes one to the pure I am state, or sattva guna. And from there, one merges into the source of all bliss, and then all knowledge that you possess is laid down or surrendered, and you merge with the absolute beyond all name and form. So this is why some people say prior to the I am. So what is prior? What is even prior to the I am? The absolute. 40. The awareness of pure existence got the feeling I am. And from this seed, the entire world or universe was born. The first step is to go to the I am, which is what we did, and dwell there. And from there, you go beyond consciousness and no consciousness to infinite consciousness. In that permanent Parabrahman state, you become completely desireless and silent, and even the thought I am doesn't arise. The mind dwelling in the pure I am state is a very subtle and purified mind, but reality is beyond that. Beyond that. Again, sort of this concept is something beyond it, prior to, in essence, if we were looking at a succession of steps. The consciousness of I am is the sole capital you have. Dwell on this, and nothing else is necessary. All concepts will disappear, and you will be left unidentified with anything. From where does the I am consciousness come, and to where does it go? This is to be found out. When you were born, what exactly happened? Did you desire it, or it just happened? Right. So this is the inward inquiry part. Where does even that I am emerge from? Go there. As long as you have an attribute, you have desire. From where has this attribute come? It has come from this consciousness I am. But this again has only appeared on your true state, which does not change. Right? So you can see kind of the language, right? True state, absolute awareness, absolute consciousness, whatever that might be, that the I am appears on this, and that all appears from the I am. The I am consciousness in its pristine purity is the guru or God. Once you have respect for this, it will reveal all the necessary knowledge to you, and you will then understand that you are beyond this I consciousness. The I am consciousness is great, for it creates the vast world, but you are greater, for you are the reality behind and beyond this I am consciousness. You have come to me to ask me something, and I have told you that you are the reality. So remember this, stick to this, and live by this knowledge. You are the reality. You are the Parabrahman. So meditate on this and remember this. And finally, the idea that I am Brahma Brahman will also leave you. Very powerful. The consciousness I am has a little distance from the true state. Hence, it is unreal, for whatever is away from the true state or reality is unreal. God, I am, is time bound. He is only an appearance on our true state. You, as the reality, exist first, and only then does the idea of God arise. Two more here. My true position is at all times beyond this consciousness of I am. Whatever comes out of this I consciousness, mind, body, world, etc., when I know that I am not this, why should I depend on my mind, method, idea, or technique, which come out of this illusionary consciousness? It's a good question. Once I have realized the nature of this consciousness of I am, how it has appeared on my true nature, and that it is truly only an illusionary thing. When I have fully known and realized this, then the consciousness of I am, within which is contained the vast universe, dissolves or merges in me. So there's this initial, right, dwelling in the I am through mantra, through repetition, to have it from having that sense, sort of prior to all experiences that occur. But yet that I am is still present as an appearance. And by remaining there, and even just what I noticed is literally just kind of almost like we're like a little radio receiver and just kind of tuning out from the slight differentiation, right? Because the small distance, which I think is it's a really funny term, right? Like there's a small distance. It's not large distance. It's a small distance because that's the first appearance, right? That then the I am merges. It just sort of like disappears. So we've talked about this in kind of different ways, but there's almost like we've looked at the like a water droplet, right, appearing. That's sort of like the first indent. Let's say there's a plane of water. The first indentation from that plane of water that looks like there's actually some sort of manifestation that's occurring would be the I am. Then as the droplet kind of starts to form itself, then that's further and further experience. Right? So there's this level of and again, the language isn't really doing it justice, because we're calling things in terms of distance and time and etc. But that's really kind of artificial. But if the distance in terms of I like pictures into, if there's a distance, it's sort of like, you know, me tasting this coffee, for instance, is the ultimate manifested. Well, what's prior to that, 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 and how far back in essence can I go? How far back am I willing to go? How far back can I go? How far back am I comfortable going? To like the total void, true reality, whatever you want to call it. The true nature. That's then the the inward inquiry. Okay, so let's go into our meditation.